everybody, this is Matt and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. Thanks for watching. If you have ever swapped out a maple fretboard for a rosewood fretboard on your Fender Telecaster, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. So today we are actually cutting fretboards, and let's see, I've got a pile of them to cut. I think I've got like 20 of them to do. I already did the Fender scale lengths that we needed. These are obviously, you know what, there's a couple different Fender scale lengths. These are 25 and a half. One of them will be going onto this neck here, and it will be going onto this body here for my friend Gary. This is his daily driver. This is a really cool one. It's fabric top and back, and he has opted for our hole shot bridge with the straight pickup, and he's going to be putting a P-rail, a Seymour Duncan P-rail in there. But wait, there's more. It's going to be bound with perloid binding, and he went ahead and special ordered some custom pickups from the Seymour Duncan custom shop, and he's going to have a perloid P-rail right here. This thing's going to be totally cool. So, anyway, let's talk a little bit about some of what we are actually going to do here in just a second, not just what we've already done. So, all right, hold on a second. We have a bunch of necks that need fretboards, including this one here for Cheddar Kung Pao. The standard fretboard wood that we use is this black poison wood, aka Chechen. It's pretty neat stuff, but since his neck is made of what we normally make fretboards with, he wanted something a little different. So I went out and I got some catalogs. This is a project that we wanted to use not a bunch of super exotic wood that is difficult to get, but rather a project that was made with wood that's you know, maybe not what you're used to seeing, but I bet you will see a lot more of. I know for a fact that G&L is using Chechen for fretboards now, and I want to say that Gibson has used catalogs in the past in place of rosewood on a few models, but I might be wrong. So anyway, we chose this because it is a little bit different color. As you can see, it has kind of a purpley hue to it, and since this guitar neck is not getting bound, he wanted it to look a little bit different. So, all right, here we go. So we are going to cut a bunch of fret slots in all these boards. We're going to go ahead and put the Catalogs board on the mahogany neck for the unit that we're doing in conjunction with this one. But for those of you who haven't watched my video on how we cut fret slots, here is another video of basically the same thing. For those of you who have watched it and forgot, this will be an update. Let's get started. Okay, so this is our radial arm saw that we have set up for only one thing, and that is for cutting fret slots. It rolls across the fretboard to be cut using this little teeny tiny blade that we have installed here. This is available from Stuart McDonald. A couple other places I'm sure too, but we've had really good luck with this one. We're going to be using these StewMac templates, and let's see if you can see. I'm going to use a pointer. There is a pin right here, and it is offset from the blade. There's really no reason for it to be offset from the blade, but it is. And it lines up with, I'm hoping you can see that right there. It lines up with the notches in the fretboard slotting template. So you put it there, and then you cut, and then you put it there, and you cut, and so on until you get the number of fret slots that you want. Up to and including 24. And that's all the higher these templates go. We're going to do a bunch on these templates, and then we're going to do one on a special template that you may have forgotten about. But anyway, let's do some of these now. All the fretboards that we're doing today, except for the ones we've already done, are going to be 24 3/4 inches. On my template, I have a little black line right here, that is to indicate where the saw actually starts cutting. Remember, I have a small offset from this pin here. I'm not really sure why I did that, but I think I didn't want to have the pin be down here and then potentially drag my blade across a hardened metal pin. So I offset it, I don't know, about an inch from where the actual blade is. You could do this, you could make the pin be directly under the blade if you wanted. You could make it be an inch away. You could make it be a quarter inch away. You can make it be 5 feet away, as long as you are aware that that is the that you know what I mean. That is what it is. So this line that's on here indicates that if my board does not go to at least that line, well, I'm not going to actually cut anything when I go to attach this. So something to keep in mind. The fastest way to attach these is with double stick tape. This is the 3M stuff. And it is really, really good. If you aren't using it, you might want to give it a try. Now they're not giving it away, but it does work really well. I've found you can easily do 3 or 4 boards per piece of tape if you attach the tape to the template first, and we did. So let's get that crud off of there. Let's attach everything and get rolling. You'll notice I upended my template, and I just did that so that the fretboard and the template would be roughly the same when it comes time to cut. So now we are ready. Now I already have set the depth of the cut on the saw when I was doing these fender boards. Because all of our fretboards are the same thickness, 5/16 before radiusing, there's really no need to reset the saw. So let's get some suction going to the vacuum dust port area here and cut some fretboards. So it's as simple as that. The radial arm saw, or if you're using a table saw, anything with this blade on it sure does make fret slots go a lot faster. And if you're using one of these templates, it's almost impossible to get it wrong once you're jigged up to do so. A couple of things here. My radial arm saw is old, so there's like 0 safety stuff on it. I have a line here in my table. That is exactly where the path of the blade is going to go. So as long as my hands aren't touching this line here, I know that I'm safe when I'm operating the tool, except for around the top of the blade. So something to be aware of. We joke around a lot about safety third and that kind of shit, but man, this thing will take off a finger really fast, and that's not cool. Chicks don't dig it. So let's see. We've had to modify this tool to have its dust collection unit, because they're obviously, back in the day when the saw was made, no one gave a crap about that, but it sure does make it nice to get rid of this dust. The other thing is, when you're using a radial arm saw, it really pulls through the piece because of the way that the teeth go. It actually climbs through the piece. So you've got to be cognizant of that. So when you're using a radial arm saw, just be careful when you do that, guys. The other thing is, when you're cutting like this first slot here, it's easier to come across with your support hand than it is to hold the template with the support hand and drag the saw blade through with your dominant hand, or your jack-off hand, as Coach Harbinger used to say. So just be careful. Use some little bit of common sense, and this tool is very safe, even if you have an old one like I do. And the cool part about an old one is, well, there's lots of cool things. Chief among them is they are practically giving these things away. I don't know where you live, but wherever you live, there's probably a Craigslist ad for like 10 of these things that are $50 or under, or just come and get the damn thing. Hell, I've got one out in my yard right now that is slowly returning to the earth. That's just how available old radial arm saws are. Remember I was telling you we were going to do one other kind of slotting, or we were going to use a different style of template? Well, that is this jig that Kevin made for us. This is cool because it has, well, it has our name on it right here. But it's also cool because it has all the slots for the frets. So each position, just like on the StewMac thing, but it's quite a bit bigger. That's because it has inlay patterns for the pin router. So it's actually got a few other cool things, but we've got our saw set up now to work with Kevin's jig. It's a little bit different because the blade needs to index precisely on each one of the slots rather than be offset. So we had to build a sled for it to go on, and we've been using this for a while now. It actually works really good. You just gotta, set it up a little different. So we're going to attach our fretboard to this, and this is going to be the very first Challenger with trapezoid inlay. So all we're going to do with this rig right now is cut fret slots, and in another video we will do the, I'll show you how we do trapezoid inlays. Yeah, it's already been on a video, but for those of you who haven't watched it and don't want to sift through 200 videos to find it, we're just going to do it again. So let's check out how the fret slotting bit works, and we'll come back to the other part in another video. Have we hit that vacuum in? Yeah. So, if you have any questions about how we cut fret slots or about the various double cut guitars that we are building, please leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you appreciate content like this, go check out our Patreon page. You can sign up to become a Patreon member, and for as little as $1 a month, you can help bring the content that we bring to you on YouTube and wherever else we have it, like our Patreon page. If you can't do that, we totally get it. One thing that you can do that would really help us out a lot is share this video everywhere you possibly can. So, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody.